Hello everyone and welcome back to the New York Empoleon's Week 1 battle of the Draft Jam. We are here this week taking on the Pokey Professor, coach of Drunken Fist, which is one of the funniest names I've heard and got to say on my channel in a long time. And congratulations to my opponent before we even play the battle, because they just had a baby, which is super exciting. So they are not a new parent, I guess, because they already had kids before this, but congratulations. Of course, that is absolutely in order and far more important than our Pokemon battle. So I basically opened my calendar and was like, whenever you want to battle, I know how stressful it can be to have a baby. So I know how stressful that can be. I know how hard it is to schedule anything. So thank you for doing the league and still being willing to actually commit to this. As far as I understand it, they had a baby like 6 days ago as of recording this, which is insanity to me. So anyway, I just want to say that before getting into anything else, because that's wild, and congratulations, of course, before anything else, and that's so important and just such a cool thing. So our first time getting back into the Wi-Fi recording scene, not streaming this league at all, and we're gonna try to win it. We're gonna see how hard we can go. You've definitely seen my draft analysis video by now, so you know the roster that we're bringing. I'll just tell you my opponent's team real quick, just so that you all have the context for that as well. Since I haven't decided as of time of recording if I am going to be uploading a draft analysis, a team builder for this, or if I'm not. So, you know, this one is definitely, it's going to be fun. So my opponent's team is Alomomola, Bellibolt, Cinderace, Decidueye, Enamorus, Incarnate Form, Hisuian Goodra, Hydreigon, Crocodile, Mew, and Mienshao, with Bellibolt, Hydreigon, and Mienshao as the Terra captains. Now, this is a free Terra League, as you know, but it is Terra Preview. So my opponent will know that I am Terra Rock Iron Boulder. Terra Rock Iron Boulder is going to be rocking out with a Choice Band, and I'm actually Adamant Natured, but only exactly enough EVs to end up still with a speed boost. And I'm running max speed, even though you don't need to run max speed in this week, because their fastest mon is Cinderace. But that allows me to run as much attack as possible. Now, this gives me 7 more attack. 7. Not 7, like, not a lot. Literally the number 7 more attack than if I was being jolly. It also means I don't outspeed the Cinderace. Now, the reason for this is this actually changes 2 calcs. Very important calcs. It OHKOs the Hydreigon, which was a roll before. And it, I forget what the other calc was, but there were 2 calcs that I looked at that I was like, 7 attack matters for this battle. And so I'm going to go with that. Now, we're going to skip around a little bit on the team, and we're going to go down to the Iron Treads, which is a electric terrain extender, Volt Switch, Iron Treads, also speed boosting itself, Earthquake, Rapid Spin as the other moves. It is more utility than it is offensive. Just 20 attack EVs and max HP and then max speed, or, you know, pretty close to max HP, max speed. But electric terrain extender, which gives me that speed boost on the Boulder. And we're going to be able to act like we have a Choice Scarf and a Choice Band and just go super hard. Terra Rock, Mighty Cleave goes so hard this matchup. Primarina is a leftover set Moonblaster, Psychic Noise, and Substitute. This thing wanted like 9 moves this week. It's really unfortunate I couldn't run Aqua Jet, Flip Turn, Protect. I wanted everything, couldn't have it, so settled on these 4 moves, and hopefully that's good enough. Moonblast is incredibly spammable, and we'll see what the coverage, based on what Terras they bring, will need to be. Mesprit is going to be rocking out with a Citrus Berry. It is Stealth Rock, Psychic Noise, Ice Beam, Thunder Wave. Thought about screens on this, thought about Healing Wish a little bit, but ultimately settled on these moves. My opponent's team is very well crafted. It's hard to beat everything. So Stealth Rock's going to help me, and Thunder Wave are going to help me like in the long term. Psychic Noise gives me some sort of inevitability on mons that could otherwise heal, such as Alomomola and like leftovers on Mew getting neutralized or something like that. It doesn't stop Regenerator, which I think is terrible. It's a stupid mechanic that doesn't stop Regenerator, but it is what it is. It's still good for things like Wish. Next up is Raging Bolt. That's going to be Dragon Pulse, Thunderclap, Volt Switch, Discharge, holding a booster energy, just max special attack, hit things hard. This is a potential lead, depending on what 6 they bring, and just honestly, I'm not trying to save this booster energy for late game. I'm not necessarily trying to do anything. I just want to hit hard early, get some damage off, and then clean with Boulder at +1 speed. If I do get an Electric Train up, this thing also hits even harder, which is super fun. So there is that option. And then Discharge is good for para, shenanigans as well. And then lastly is my Choice Scarf, Galarian Zapdos. This thing is going to be Close Combat, Brave Bird, U-Turn, Thunderous Kick. Thunderous Kick's a little sketchy to click because of the Enamorous. It could be contrary, and that's a little scary, but Close Combat does so much damage that I don't even really need to click Thunderous Kick unless I'm trying to avoid the defense drops myself to get extra damage off somewhere else. So Thunderous Kick is actually sort of a secondary click. That's why it's at the bottom. Close Combat is the primary move to click. Brave Bird is good for things that need to be hit not by fighting types like Enamorous and Mew. But other than that, that's the roster. We're going to be jumping straight into the battle, so I will see you guys back here momentarily when we are connected with my opponent. All right, we're back, and my opponent has told me their Terra types. I was just typing those in, which are Ground, Mienshao, and Poison Hydreigon. In addition, they have Hisuian Gudra, Crocodile, Alomomola, Cinderace, and another mon. I think I said them all, but I didn't put them all in my document. Cinderace, Crocodile, Alomomola, Mienshao, Hydreigon, and Hisuian Gudra. All right, we got there, everybody. We figured it out. And again, it's Ground on the Mienshao, Poison on the Hydreigon. I have faced that prep before. The problem is I lose to this team. Every time I did a mock, I lost this team. So we're going to work hard to not have that happen. Crocodile feels like a possible lead, for sure. Cinderace also feels like a not unreasonable lead. Hydreigon could also lead. Because of the fact that I don't really see Mienshao leading, I feel a little bit better going with a Iron Boulder lead, but Crocodile kind of walls that, so we're actually just going to do what I said we were going to do. We're going to lead with the Raging Bolt. We're going to rock out with a Booster Energy on turn 1, understanding that looks like setup and looks like I'm going for game, but it's just how hard can Dragon Pulse hit? Enamorous didn't come, so they have no Fairy type. Their resistance is non-existent to Dragon Pulse, and therefore we just get to fire off +1 special attack, stab, D-Pulse, and go from there. It should cleanly 2-hit KO basically everything. And they do actually lead with the Mienshao, which I just said I didn't really see leading. So I'm really glad that I didn't choose to lead with the Boulder. Thunderclap can OHKO a Mienshao from here. It's not a guarantee, though. So I'm just going to Dragon Pulse. I'm not really threatened by this thing. Ice Spinner's doing 50%. Assuming they're Regenerator, if they're like Reckless, High Jump Kick, Choice Band. Okay, so Adamant, Reckless, Choice Band, High Jump Kick has a pretty good chance to OHKO me, but then we know a lot about their set. They are just going to hard switch. They were Terra Ground as well, so that's another reason not to go for Thunderclap there. But I don't think that's what they wanted to click there. They do go into the Guian Hisudra. Nailed it. First try. I think I just kind of keep going. I mean, this thing could have EQ. But it's doing like not that much damage. Like, it's doing like 40%. I could just keep going, honestly. I'm tempted. I am tempted. I could just Volt Switch as well at some point, but I think I'm just going to Dragon Pulse here. Just keep firing that off. That's a big crit there. It's a big crit. Draco comes out. We're going to live that too. That crit helps a lot, honestly. Because we're just going to fire off another Dragon Pulse here, and this should kill now. And then I have the opportunity to Thunderclap. They probably go Crook, almost certainly. But that seems exploitable in other ways. So I could just switch out at that point. I could just stay in and let this go down. This is very, very helpful to have against the Alomomola, not going to lie. But that's about all it's good for after this Goodra goes down. So we are able to break through the Goodra here, thanks to a little bit of luck. Not gonna complain about, though. Raging Bolt kills Goodra H with Dragon Pulse. And just, that's what I was hoping for. Just strong fire-off damage. Crocodile comes out. We get some information about it. Is it Intimidate? It's not. It's not Intimidate, so it's probably Moxie. I don't even know what his third ability is. which does mean I'm absolutely not staying in here. So Mesprit doesn't really want to take a knockoff. It can live 1, but it can't live 2. This Zapdos, Galarian Zapdos could absolutely come in here. I just don't really want to lose the Scarf. But I don't really want to let this thing get a Moxie boost either. But I can always threaten it out with Galarian Zapdos later, as long as I still have the Scarf. So we are going to go into the Mesprit here. And if they do read that and click knockoff, then, you know, they got me. They go Scale Shot. Okay. Spooky. Just 2 hits, though, and their defense drops, which is nice. They need to click Scale Shot again to outspeed my my Zapdos, which is why I'm not as worried. Though if they do click Scale Shot again, then they'll only be at +1. Do they Oko my entire roster from there? They shouldn't Oko Zapdos. Because Ice Beam's not going to come anywhere near killing you, and you could be like Weakness Policy, and that would actually be a problem. So I'm actually going to set up Stealth Rocks here. I'm going to let you click Knockoff. Do what you're going to do. You don't know anything about my set. You do know I just went into a Mesprit against your Crocodile. Which looks insane. And they actually switch. They don't want it. They don't want any part of that. They saw that I'm especially defensive, too. Like, that Scale Shot just didn't matter. So Mienshao comes out. These rocks are not necessarily here to stay. I mean, they're here to stay, I guess, but Cinderace could court change them. But then they're on my side. So they go Mienshao against my Mesprit. My Mesprit came in against the Crocodile. Nobody's doing anything that makes any sense right now. U-turn's probably going to come out here. That's the most realistic move for them to click. I'm actually kind of fine with that. Like, I kind of just stay in against that, I think. Knockoff, again, would be okay. I kind of want to click Psychic Noise, but I feel like the Crocodile is going to come back in, or the Hydreigon. Both of those don't appreciate an Ice Beam, so we're just going to click Ice Beam here. I don't see why the Mienshao would come in other than to U-turn itself back out. So we're not gonna fall for the bait there. We are gonna show our Citrus Berry, which is fine. Get healthy, you know, be out of range. Now actually Knockoff does less damage, so that's kind of interestingly nice for me in this particular case. Now that I don't have an item, Knockoff actually doesn't kill. Ice Beam's looking like it's doing about 50% to a non-bulky Crocodile. Hydreigon hasn't Terra Poisoned yet. So Ice Beam's doing about 50% to that as well. If they go like Alomomola, it feels like it's not Alomomola. That's definitely their physical answer. So it's Cinderace. They actually do go Cinderace here. And we do fire off a little Ice Beam. Oh my god. Does Pyro Ball thaw you out. Category moves the thaw out the user. Burn Up, Flame Wheel, Flare Blitz, Fusion Flare, Matcha Gotcha. Pyro Ball does guaranteed thaw. But it means they have to click Pyro Ball instead of anything else. And because I kind of think that's what they're going to do, is just click Pyro Ball here, as opposed to any other move. I'm really tempted to click Thunder Wave, knowing they're going to thaw and then getting a para on this thing. Because Psychic Noise is never coming anywhere near killing it. And that means they aren't clicking U-turn or anything else. So I'm going to Thunder Wave here. Pyro Ball melts the ice. We do expect that to come out. So while the freeze didn't like significantly change like my experience, right? They got their move off. They had to click that move. I knew they had to click that move and not U-turn or anything else, and that allowed me to get off a Thunder Wave, which is massive on the Cinderace. And now that it's paralyzed, no speed unless it's scarfed can outspeed a Mesprit. Mesprit has done its job. We're just going to fire off a Psychic Noise and see what that does. And that way it can't heal. I don't know if it's got any way to heal, but get it down to 50%. Show that it's not scarfed, and it does kill me. So Cinderace kills Mesprit with Pyro Ball. But rocks are up, and Cinderace is paralyzed. And honestly, who could ask for anything more? So we do have access to the Iron Treads right now, which can absolutely come in. When Alomomola inevitably switches in on the Earthquake, then that's fine. We can just go Boulder, though. We don't even need to do anything else. Because this is paralyzed, I actually don't even need the Electric Terrain. We can just Terra Rock, Mighty Cleave, and something's dying. I mean, something's dying here. Crocodile comes in on this, but is it worth predicting that? I don't think so. Crocodile's not Intimidate. How much are we doing to Crocodile? We got time. We got time. Choice Band to non-bulky Crocodile is a 2 KO. Or yeah, it's a clean 2 KO. So we're just gonna Terra Rock Mighty Cleave. They're gonna sack. Not unreasonable at all. So Iron Boulder kills Cinderace with Mighty Cleave. They tried to go for like a Sucker Punch there, it looks like. Don't even get that off. And we are going to take out the Cinderace with the Mighty Cleave. Still at full HP. Crocodile's going to come in here, almost certainly. Earthquake does one-shot me and Mighty Cleave does not OHKO, but I still have Zapdos, which can come in on the Crook now. If I lose my Scarf, so be it. They have nothing aside from me and Shadow that naturally outspeeds. They do go into the Alomomola. They could Scald. I don't want to get burned because this thing is just so good. It's so good, and it doesn't do enough damage to Alomomola to justify getting burned. So, one option is going into Iron to this thing and clicking Dragon Pulse, and another option is going into Primarina and clicking Substitute. Those are sort of my two choices. We're gonna go Prim here. We're going to keep the Raging Bolt around, just in case. We see the Flip Turn come out immediately, so I could have stayed in. I could have gone for an attack there. I sort of expect it's going to be Hydreigon coming in, preparing to Terra. Terra Poison. Does it get, like, Gunk Shot? I don't think so, but I'm gonna check. No, so the best it can do is, like, Terra Blast, Poison. Which does a lot, but doesn't kill. I could go Treads here. Predicting that, but it seems a little bit challenging to like just fully make that read. Although they're just not clicking anything else, right? Like it's U-turn or it's not that Treads could do anything to this though. No, I just stay in here, I think. I think I stay in and I click. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start here. They do Terra. I think I live a hit, unless they're like specs. But then I just go into Boulder and something dies, so. Terra Blast. Yeah, we live that. Get off a Surf here. I could have gone for Psychic Noise. Oh, okay. I think that mattered. I think that absolutely mattered. There's no... Wait, what? If they are zero investment, fully zero investment, with a critical hit after rocks, it's a straight up 50% roll. There's no chance that that kills without rocks there. Or, sorry, well, yeah, no chance it kills without rocks. But certainly no chance it kills without a crit. So that's... It feels great in the moment. But Crocodile gets in for free here. And that's actually not great. Although I just let this die, and then I go into Zapdos. And Zapdos just clicks Thunderous Kick from this range because they don't have the Enamorous. And Crocodile... They don't want to use their Moxie Crocodile here. They actually go into Mienshao. Huh. That's surprising because now they have to click, like, Poison Jab. Close combat might kill anyway. I mean, this thing is great for Aloe. Even at this range, it still answers the Alomomola. But I also have Raging Bolt for that. So I think this is better than Raging Bolt. No, I'm just going to stay in a Moonblast. If they do U-turn or something like crazy, they triple Axle. So they're scarfed. They have to be. But I live. Holy moly. I live the triple axle there. That is absurd. Kills Mienshao with Moonblast. And now Crocodile comes in. It can't Scale Shot, which it sort of doesn't matter because I have a Scarf on my max speed Zapdos. And it's going to kill something. But I kind of... I think this has to die. I think I have to sack this because... Like, technically, I could go Zapdos here. But that's so dumb. There's literally no reason to do that. We just Moonblast. I mean, we still have a pretty guaranteed way to kill. So we see the knockoff, and Crocodile kills Marina with knockoff. And we'll see the Moxie officially, so it's at +1. But it doesn't matter because Zapdos, Crocodile, Thunderous Kick guaranteed kills, Close Combat guaranteed kills more. And the thing is, Alomomola will always lose to Raging Bolt. It will just always lose to Raging Bolt. So, so the way I lose this game is letting them accidentally get set up, right? But they're at +1. They're not at +1 speed. And they can't Scale Shot here because then they just lose anyway. So I think I actually do Thunderous Kick. If they do survive the Thunderous Kick, I don't lower my defenses. Like, they could be Choppleberry, and then this is actually such an important play. They actually switch, which is fine. We're going to stay in against the Alomomola, I think, because I still have things that outspeed that and have coverage for it. So we're just going to Thunderous Kick here. And we're just going to probably see a Rocky Helmet. I mean, they're at -1 defense now, but I don't want to get flip turned on. So I think I just Thunderous Kick over and over again. I mean, they could Wish. But then, I mean, I'm lowering their defense, so this just has to have inevitability towards winning the game. Because every defense drop is just making it closer and closer to me having the damage to win this. The Rocky Helmet with the Pain Split is a wild tech. and a Pokemon with like 180 base HP or whatever it has. That's some crazy tech on Alomomola. I don't know about that one. I love it though. Zapdos G kills Alomomola with Thunderous Kick. That's some bonkers tech. And now the Thunderous Kick should pretty much guaranteed kill the Crocodile, just because it's taking another round of Rock Chip. And if it was Choppleberry, so be it. I guess like Weakness Policy into Scale Shot, getting a kill. Yeah, I mean, if they live that and they Weakness Policy into Scale Shot, you know, then maybe, but... Well, we got Gyapdos in there, and it did what Gyapdos does. It clicks the move that Gyapdos clicks, and the game goes on. Now, like I said, Thunderous Kick was sort of a backup option because if they did bring the Enamorous, it was really risky to click because of the possibility of getting it defense boost. But since that wasn't there, and I was able to take out the Hydreigon, I was able to just spam it at the end of the game. Now, I will say, and there is no denying this at all, that was haxy as hell, and it was all in my favor. I am not turning around to my opponent and being like, oh yeah, like I deserved that. I think I prepped hard. I think I played well, but I also think I got a freeze. I got 2 crits. Both of them mattered, and they got a 2-hit Scale Shot. Like, yeah, they landed all their triple axles, their Draco Meteor, their Power Ball, sure. I also landed all my moves, you know, so I can't say that that's like haxy. I think the hacks were all in my favor. I think that's 100% dictated the differential of this game. I think I had a game plan, and I think I was executing it very well. And I you know, felt like into that end game, I felt very confident. The hacks obviously propelled me towards the end game faster, where I had more resources available, but I always kept the resources I needed to make sure that I felt like that end game was going to be in the position that I wanted to be. And so I'm not going to turn around and say it wasn't haxy. I'm not going to deny that. I will take every differential point I can get in a league like this because it's going to be tough competition up and down the lineup, and making playoffs is going to be an achievement in and of itself. So I will take every differential point I can get, and hacks where they come, I will take. Great game to my opponent. I think your team is phenomenal. I think it's horrifying. I was absolutely in the trenches trying to build a team this week for this that actually seemed like it had a legitimate shot. I felt like I solved the puzzle pretty well, and I'm happy with the team that I built, happy with the result that I got. But I'm obviously giving that asterisk because there was definitely a lot of hacks. Anyway, this is going to be a league only on YouTube. I'm not going to be streaming any of the battles from this league. So definitely check it out on YouTube. It's my first like true YouTube upload league in a while. And leave comments telling me what you would like me to do in the future for leagues, because I've been doing a lot more Twitch and less like YouTube focused. But if you like the YouTube focused leagues and that's what you watch and that's the content you actually want me to do, let me know that, because that is the only way that I will know to continue doing this and putting the effort into making these videos better. I have to figure out what layout I'm going to go with, so I just am doing a default for this week of just my face on the game. But moving into next week, I will probably try to do more editing and putting graphics on the screen and stuff like that. But this week, I just decided to go with, you know, get the game up, say hello to everybody, tell you I'm all back. This is a true YouTube league, and go from there. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everybody.